Well, hey everyone, it's HeapCVA. Welcome back to another version or another episode of Subnautica. It's easier to think about than it is to say. We're still in the early development build. We're in an October update. Waiting for it to load, and I apologize for not putting one of these out a little sooner. I honestly cannot tell you why, but all of a sudden, and I think a small update was pushed through, that I cannot guarantee that the game is going to be stable while we do all our stuff. I'm going to adjust the head or the sound, as you can see. We're still having clipping, which makes no sense at all. And we have this really loud sound that wasn't there before. I will have to tell you, because of all the crashing, I haven't really done as much organization as I wanted to. And I apologize for that. Sometimes things just get in the way. As you can tell, we got a lot of work to do. A lot of places to go. We picked up a few things that, in the grand scheme of things, really won't make any difference to us. Excuse me, but they are what they are. A couple of things we need to do are going to cause us to have to go a few places. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to have to think about where everything is, because kind of like I said, I've been trying to start this particular game and this particular upload. 3 days now, if not more, and have not been successful because of the crashing. And it's not my favorite thing in the entire universe, and I just don't see any reason why it would crash as much as it does. And so let me fill up with batteries here. We don't need that right now. We're doing pretty good there. What I want to do is go out. I got to see how we're doing for power. That's another issue that I got to deal with. What I don't like about the game and what irritates me is that those lights being left on. And notice that I don't have any of my batteries. So basically I wasn't ready to do what I wanted to do with you guys. As I start a timer that doesn't want to play nice with me either. I'm just not having a good luck. Maybe all my stuff is mad at me because I went on a trip. 3, 4 ought to be more than enough. We'll put those in the trunk, if you will, just like a car. And what I want to do is, because it happened to me already once, if I can find them. Maybe I don't have any laying around. I apologize for not looking where everything is and knowing where everything is. I promise this next go around I'll do a little better. Like I said, I really got taken off guard by how bad things were that I was doing. And I actually have to change that battery before I do anything else. So it allows me to go under here, hit that, doink. All right. Now we're at 100%. We need to go out here. Now, one of the things I would really like them to fix is, for crying out loud, quit leaving the light on every time you turn on or fire up the your ship. It's annoying. It's annoying in a way that I have difficulty keeping my my cool about, to be honest with you, because there's no good reason why. And it's nice to see a little bit of stuff here. Still a lot of stutter. You know, it doesn't help either that I'm a little behind on remembering what I've been doing in this particular save. You know, as things change and I start finding things in places I didn't expect to find them, you start doubting if you've been somewhere or not, because it seems like every time you start the game, it's different. So if we go in here, obviously we've already collected everything that was in here of any value. So that puts us back with this thing. And I noticed that at least in my other save, this was a little different than it was previously. Could have been my imagination. So much stuff changes. How do you really even keep up? How do you keep up? How do you keep everything straight that you see when they're adding all kinds of stuff? Not bad stuff, just it is what it is. Look at the shaking. Where does that come from? You know, prawn suit stuff. See, we have all this stuff already. So that's not getting us anything we didn't already have. So I'm not really seeing anything that makes me want to stay here. And but I had to check because it had been so long since I'd seen you guys and talked about this game that what I didn't want to do is get all messed up and not remember what I had been doing or what we saw last. You know, I can almost drive that in there. It's just a little tight. I'm just trying to see if there's something I don't already have. And so in we go. And not much in here. Oh, that PDA, I think we got that the last time, but we got it again, apparently. I think the only way into those rooms there is from the other direction. And, yeah, because this is where you get down in the stairway here. And I remember being in here. So we're pretty much done here, I think. And that's all well and good, because that allows us to move on to bigger and better things. It's kind of dark out here, so we're going to go to the surface to get back, because I don't want to fool around with that stuff. I always pictured our particular life pod being a little more that way, if you know what I mean. So rather than, well, I guess I'm going to get here fairly quick. Unfortunately, I didn't burn up all of my stuff, but I got to see what I wanted to see, what the questions were in my mind as far as that wreck, number 17, and what, if anything, we had left to do, which is pretty much nothing compared to, you know, finishing up with the stuff on the Aurora. And You know, I would really love to have that other power cell. And so let me do this. Where's my, there it is. I'm going to go up top here. And give me a second for it to get daylight again. And you and I will touch base again. So give me a couple seconds here. Well, all right, here we are back again at the sunrise. And there's a couple of things that, because my memory's not as good as it was, I'm thinking about that we probably need to do. I'd sure like to get the Cyclops, but we're a ways away from that, that's for sure. Even though I don't necessarily need to wear all of the... let's see, I gotta spin around until I figure out where I'm going. I want to do something. I don't know if you remember that I think I actually attached some additional text on the last video about things that I said in the audio that my brain didn't pick up what I had passed by. And one of which, theoretically, is one of the life pods. I know I drove past it. I do remember seeing that. The question is that are we going to see it this time? Because I went back to my other save just to see, and I honestly, it took me quite a while. It just didn't pop up where I expected it to pop up. Now, we're really pushing our luck, as you can imagine, because this is an area that I don't appreciate. I actually don't like cruising around in too much. See if there's any batteries in here. Just water. I don't need water. See, what I've been doing is scanning the horizon to see if that pod would show up, and you'd think that it would. Has it for me? No. But shiced. That is not what I wanted to bump into as I'm fooling around here. See, now he's just in our face. And in my other save, I don't see a Leviathan at this location. That doesn't make me feel also red hot great. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen here. What I need to be doing, and if I get eaten, just tell me, okay? I don't know how close I can get to him and not get my butt kicked. I tell you what, if I had the whatchamacallit suit, I'd be thumping his butt. I gotta tell you that. Well, that's the farthest away I have ever seen this life pod here be. And certainly it isn't making it any easier with a Leviathan there. And you're like, so what's the big deal? What's the interest? Honestly, if I'm not mistaken, we have the ability to find the compass in that particular pod, and it is very helpful in getting around. There he is right there. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, the the term chicken fits me very well. And remember, he isn't the biggest and the baddest in the water now, by a long shot. And this is one of the questions that everybody was asking on the boards, is what is the deal with the Leviathans? They've kind of moved where they were before. Now he's, excuse me, I'm getting all choked up here. He's supposed to be down in the depths, not swimming basically on the surface. You know, and he can tear this particular sub apart. You may live to tell the tale, but your sub is going to get destroyed. And see, he should be a lot lower, but did we not watch this same thing happen the last time that we got together for this particular game? He's so close to that thing, and I don't know what the exact closeness is, which makes him trigger. You know what I mean? I wish he'd go bury himself somewhere and leave me alone. See, like that? But he's going to pop up out of the sand in a place that I really don't want him to. Now, we might have to wait a little bit on that. One thing I'm not going to do is get my butt kicked by a Leviathan today. Now, I used to think that was the scream from that Leviathan. I think that's from the reef backs, I guess is what they're called. And they redid those guys. If you go out and look at them. See if I can get close to one here. They basically built a reef on top of them. And it's kind of cool. They look a lot better than they did before. I wish these guys would go over and thump the bejesus out of the Leviathan so that he'd leave us alone so we could get some stuff done. That really kind of fouls me up. Now, there might be something, because I don't want to burn up a lot of time in creating the video of trying to sneak past that, and if you get caught, just, you know, going back to your save and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying to see if you can get around it. I may consider doing that when you're not looking, because I don't want to make a fool out of myself in front of you guys, to be honest. I mean, I just don't like him. It's a very strange thing for me to have an issue with that, with all the other things going on, and now know that he is not the biggest and the baddest in the water. In fact, he is on the small side. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll do what we got to do. That's why I would really like to accidentally bump into what it's going to take to... well, that's interesting. That wasn't there last time. Let's go ahead and scan that real quick. I'll take what I can get. I don't know if I have them all or not. Nope, but I got the engine blueprint now, but I don't have the rest of the blueprints. That really doesn't help me too much. But anyway, is some of the other things that are laying about, and going a little deeper and seeing what's on the floating islands. Now, not nearly as deep, but I do not like these sharks. I have to ram them with my thing to get them to just kind of buzz off. They don't want to buzz off. If I'm not mistaken, there's no problems here. There's a interesting jet. See, the screaming that they do almost gives you the impression that they're the ones starting all the problems. And I think they're purposely made to make you think that that's the Leviathan. Sorry, I had to untie my tongue. And that, you know, if you want to get out of this thing alive, you've got to deal with them. Like I said, it's so weird. On my other save, the only Leviathans I've encountered are honestly, see, we're almost to the bottom. See, those guys just bump into everything and howl like a banshee. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me much. But these floating islands in my other save had a wreck on it. And honestly, I am not seeing it here. But you gotta kind of reposition yourself, because they could really be anywhere in the general vicinity. It's like this is an island here, and each one has its own little thing going on. And that's the thing about the saves, is not knowing what you're going to see and what you're not going to see. You know how slow that drew right there. So you're not even sure what you're going to come up against, because it's still taking its time. What do I want to say? Drawing the picture. You know, I'm not seeing anything on this that I expected to see. Which, I'm not disappointed. A little surprised. See, that's the blood force there. We are not in a position where we're able to deal with the critters that go there, because I'm missing some of the things I need to make the thing work better. And what is going on here? We're in, of course, and I'm surprised how far away we got from the island itself. You know, I really don't have a perfect plan. You can tell, because I'm always waiting to see what's going to happen, and the changes make it difficult to, you know, say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, here's my plan for the day. Sorry, I didn't mean to swing around like that. Because I can't get those determinations taken care of before I pull a trigger on something. Excuse me. Whoa. So here we are again, and what I want to do is go off the point of this particular island. Like I said, those guys don't worry me at all. But what I want to do is go off the point of the island, if I can. Gotta get my bearings. See how far away I already am from it. Because I believe there should be a wreck in here somewhere. And, you know, not looking at the wiki and cheating. It's not really cheating, but, you know, not using the wiki for this game. I was trying to find it without dealing with all the other issues. Am I finding it? No. And you also have to be aware of those other guys that are running around here that want to jerk you out of your ship. And I believe they're called warpers. I actually remembered that now. So I do know where I'm going, as if that would really help me. Seeing a couple things just in general. Now I see I've found this wreck before, but there's not necessarily... Oh, well, they changed this door finally. There was no way into this before. I wish he'd go away. I'm not necessarily worried about him, but it makes it a lot easier when they're not hovering around your head. Because I think this is one of the ones that when I tried to open the door, see how it's not changing percentages? It's still not changing percentages. And I have more than enough stuff to cut that door. And it just like, why do you have to be in this position? And then I'd cut this door open, and right behind it would be another door. Well, I'll be darned, there is not this time. So let's pick up the PDA, which who knows what that's all about. It would be nice if some of those things were okay. I wonder how far I can go. That's right outside. That's not going to help me at all. So not much going on here. Where's my ship? What do you do with my ship? And one of the things I'd like to do is create the thing that keeps the ship from being bitten, because you've made it so it just tells them to just kind of buzz off. Anywho, so let's go back here. That was pretty much a waste of time, to be honest with you. We know about this stuff. We've seen that stuff a million times. And so we got to dark again without actually seeing anything I expected to see, and having to deal with the Leviathan in a place I'm not expecting to see a Leviathan. I guess I should. I mean, the last 2 times I've videoed, I've seen him and know that, you know, you've got a very small window of which it triggers them. I hate using that term anymore, but makes them go aggro and come after your ship. You know, it's just not what you're thinking of when you're cruising around in the depths, for crying out loud. Seeing I burned up an entire battery and didn't get a darn thing done. But that is the story of my life. I got to tell you though, guys, and we're at 25 minutes. I have nothing to show for it, and I apologize. Didn't see a wreck where I thought I'd see a wreck. Did see the other life pod that I thought I'd not seen before. We'll go in here so we can breathe. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this one and this one. Because quite honestly, we've been there enough. Where were those things? They were here, weren't they? Let's do the emergency pulse. And we'll look at number 7. And what I'm going to do, go up, get the med pack, and when the sun comes up, I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more before I call it a day. So, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, we're back in the sunlight. Hopefully we don't have another eclipse and foul us up. What I need to do right this minute is swap out a battery, because I used up all of the juice, which unfortunately, is in the early part of the game is a real pain. So I do have 2 more that I can put back in the trunk. Get some junk in the trunk. Hopefully it doesn't make anybody mad. If it does, I apologize. It just popped into my head and I have no idea why. But anyway, I guess more than anything, I'm happy that this particular episode, I didn't experience a crash, because like I said, on my other save, and I actually have the big submarine in that one, I'm getting a crash like every 8 minutes, and it's starting to be a little frustrating. I know it's still an early access game. It's, you know, you're supposed to expect that kind of stuff, and I do, but it goes back to what I was saying before, is why are things starting to go crazy that weren't crazy? Wonder what that was all about. Anyway, why are things starting to break now when they didn't break before? Tell me, you know, somebody has an idea of what the deal is. Oh, I hate them little biter things. I like to run them over with my pod if I get a chance. So that was that. Where's that other thing at? It was in the same direction. 895 meters. So I figured there was another wreck here. I'm looking to see if there's anything out and about that really... See that door we're not going to get through. There's the tube. I get that, but I was kind of hoping... There it is right there. See those things? You can hear them hit your... those little biter guys. Do not like them. I think we have everything in here. But we'll swim through, and unfortunately with the tanks you move a lot slower. And just to make sure that, you know, there's nothing in here. Well, you know, just what I needed is a plant pot. Of all the things I want to build, maybe I can get a submarine that looks like a plant pot. But this does kind of knock down another one of the those little chips you get, the little squiggly thing that you get with the different locations on it. It does knock out another one. And I wasn't expecting to see this right exactly here, but that's okay. We'll have a look, see what we can see. So there's the other entrance. Really not much there of any interest. The light fragment. I'm going to have to go out and get some air. There's not much here that just like makes me jump up and down with excitement. So you actually can go through there. I was assuming that that wouldn't be necessarily the case. And I think what I'm going to do is relocate myself. And why does it park me there when that's not where I parked? Why does it do that? This gets me a little closer to that one place. Let me recharge. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. This wreck isn't really, and it's probably not a very good thing to say, is it's not very high value in all the things you're looking for. And that is something I'm thinking that we're probably going to do in the next episode, is head towards the island. Maybe that's what we were going to do and I forgot. Please don't shoot me for that, okay? Is we were headed that direction, knowing that we were going to go down to the island, see what we needed to learn there, and get whatever information we needed. I'm trying to remember if there's anything actually down here that's worthy of your attention. That's a light. We got all that stuff. That's not of any value to us. I can't remember if there was... I don't see anything to make me all excited. It's just getting through this deal and getting back out again. So, okay, nothing there. Like I said, I don't see anything here that I need. So push our way back through the hole we cut. I just don't see anything that makes me want to go, okay, we need to do that. Look at them there. I love when that shows a picture of them like they're inside your... They don't like when you thump them, though. They'll turn you into a little gray orange goo if you don't stop it. Anywho, well, I didn't intend on stopping here, but, you know, it came up. So anyway, what are we looking for here? The energy pulse origin. I hope that's not in a bad place, because I am kind of looking for it, and that is probably pushing my luck. I know on one side of the island, which is exactly where we are right now, there's a warper right there, son of a gun. So you never know where they're going to pop up. The thing I appreciate is seems like there's only one of them in the game versus having one around every corner. But you got to keep an eye on your out your back window, because they're looking for you. So I got to see where I'm at. I got to get my bearings here. So, okay, cool. I'm on the back side of the island now, which is a good thing. And we'll see where we wind up. See, now I look behind me like that because I had one jerk me right out of my ship on my other save, which I didn't appreciate. That wasn't very nice. Now, I know for a fact on the front side of this island there's supposed to be a Leviathan. So right now we're going in this here tunnel. I have no idea where the tunnel goes. I don't know who I get to see once I get there. Okay, there's the origin right above me. So my guess is, and I could be rather wrong, is that it is down in that tunnel, and so that's really not doing us any good. So with that being said, I'm gonna cruise around the island to the friendly side. Like I said, there's a not so nice side and a nice side. I wonder if they moved the Leviathan that was directly in front of this island and put him somewhere else, like in that other spot, which I'd really like to get to. I hope I gave you a headache. See? I gave him a headache. That's what he gets. Oops, there's something else to scan while I'm at it. I think I already have this, but I'll do it again. Anyway, what I'm going to do is say this is enough foolishness for one day. We'll call it a day, and I'll pick it up again when I load a couple of the other signals. That's what they're called. I finally remembered. And we'll go a different direction and look at some stuff and wonder if it's anything remotely similar to my other save, and see if we can pick up some other good parts that we need to kind of take the next jump, if you will, in our position in the game. So with that being said, thanks so much for coming by. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. And rather than me saying a lot of stuff here, please check out my end card at the end of this video, and that offers some options for you, like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and take care.